THOMPSIN versus FALLINGFLOWER. Take it away.
Well, Thompson's got that first pick here. Pre-ban's going to come out right here. There's just so much that you have to worry about when you're in FALLINGFLOWER's realm there going up against Thompson. But it looks like Ragdoll's going to be one of those units. And you had stated Ragdoll's one of those reactive units that you bring to the table based off of what they might be trying to draft here, or what they are trying to draft up against Thompson. And it doesn't look like he wants to see that Ragdoll at all.
We called it, Stoic. Does that tell you that FALLINGFLOWER wants to go for a turn one? Oh, the Wedget. Once again, let's see what FALLINGFLOWER responds with it. Is it going to be a speed lead? The Laura being flashed. The Pater, once again, showing all these LDs. Are they going to come out? Will he steal the Laura or going for other units? Demon Kitty on the Shen. Oh my God, this is beautiful.
I hope he knows what to draft.
Yeah, I really like this. I really like stealing the Laura away, stealing the Oliver. Now we're gonna see some flashing from Thompson, some beautiful, friendship showing up in here. The Juno coming out. What would you like to see now in response from the Thompson side with 2 of his units being stolen away?
Yeah, I do like the Juno. I think Juno's fine to be bringing to the table here, but I want to see something aggressive. What can you bring to combo up with this Wedget that is very, very dangerous? And my lord, I have struggled myself with a Miles, and Miles can be a hyper-aggressive unit, especially a violent proccing Miles.
Yes, my friend, you called that in another thing. Remember, one of his best partners is the Raccoony. So maybe if a Raccoony comes later on, he doesn't even need to proc because he takes a turn, Raccoony gives a turn back, and does it again. Interesting response. The president of Summoner's War for FALLINGFLOWER. Tsarion's coming out. He steals a Raccoony. I love stealing that pick because I could see Thompson bringing it on as a 4th or 5th pick.
I think the Raccoony steal is okay. I think what we needed to see was something just a little bit more aggressive in my eyes, because the only aggressive pick that we have coming out of FALLINGFLOWER is technically that Tsarion, which obviously you can pump more turns in with the Raccoony here. But Oliver, just great attack bar pushback. We may see a lot of additional damage coming out of that lore, but we haven't seen those kind of numbers yet. And I love this last pick coming out of Thompson. We see the Mook Wall and we see the Han.
Oof. It is coming out. A lot of turn 1 units, very high base speed on the Mook Wall. We know it gains an extra turn when he uses his skill, and then the Han with a dark speed lead and lots of damage. Like you talked about, it has a lot of single target damage on Thompson's side. Now a response unit on FALLINGFLOWER. Is it the Diana locked in? Yes, sir. Does that tell you that this Han is saying goodbye? Or how do you deal with the Juno if the Tsarion is banned?
Well, is that saying that the Wedget's actually going to be getting banned out here, potentially? When you draft that Diana, does he really want to leave that Wedget in? I think Wedget might actually be the ban here for FALLINGFLOWER going up against Thompson at the moment.
Yeah, on the Thompson side, I would love to remove this Tsarion from the field, but the speed lead goes out, and the Han, I told you, it's a very oppressive monster, lots of damage. It's going to be, there's some volatility, though, in here. The immunity on Thompson's side, the resistance, let's see what plays out, but turn 1 should be going to the Miles. Can he get the stun out on this Laura? Because it looks like her and Wedget are a hair away.
Yep. Oh, man, the violent proccing Miles. Like I said, this is so dangerous to see. It just puts out so much damage. Already about 50% HP down on this Laura.
He goes for the attack bar reduction, but she resists twice. Now the Wedget gets it up. Here it comes, the Muckwall. Can he get the Massive Devil? Yes, sir. Now gets it on the Juno, making him hit the Juno and gets a clutch stun on the Diana. But remembering the Raccoony still in there, can get an additional turn to the Laura and get that skill 3 in there. Would you like that, or just healing up and getting more heals on the Laura?
I mean, it's totally fine. He definitely wants to get as much healing onto that Laura as possible to make up from all that damage that Miles put down here. I love the threat state sitting on top of this Juno. I just hate the immunity sitting on top of the Juno because it's kind of productive a little bit here. But if we see any Despair stuns coming out, we haven't confirmed. This is probably, they're all Despair Junos. What am I thinking here? Shields are coming out from the Diana. Diana with the additional turn, looking to get a stun. Beautiful attack, revenge there coming out of the Juno, though.
Yeah, this Diana might come in a very important place later in the game. If the Raccoon gets a proc in here or next turn, that's super important because now the Juno doesn't have the threat state anymore. The Tessa has glancing on, but can take away or at least attempt to take away the passive of Wedgette. Gets it, gets a proc. He can take out this Wedgette. Not enough damage, Stoic.
Yeah, not enough damage just yet. I think he's going to be looking for a Despair Stun to go out onto this Diana to slow this unit down here. Not getting anything yet, but we've got stuns coming out here from Fallen Flower and not receiving any from that second skill.
I really like Fallen Flower's draft. The Diana-less pick with the ban on the Han is incredible because there's only one monster really that can remove her from the field, but the Laura is being targeted, no stuns on the Diana. The Diana can remove this Wedgette right now, and then the Miles is fodder for her because she deals so much damage. Can she try to get a stun on him or the Mookwol? Goes for the Mookwol. Now you can take out the passive or the Juno or the Miles so you don't get as much damage on the field.
Now, looking very good right now for Fallen Flower. I think the struggle right now is Thompson trying to get his damage equal to kind of get a kill based off of what Raccoon's going to be healing up. He's got the Laura low, he's got the Diana low, but he just doesn't have enough aggression right now to, to stop anything at the moment. But it looks like Fallen Flower's sitting pretty right now with this Diana able to pump out so much damage, about to remove this Mookwol from the field, and of course an Oblivion sitting on top of Miles. Not looking good for Thompson.
Beautiful proc to seal it off. Very, very strong draft. We saw in the beginning that Thompson had a big chance to bring it back, but he couldn't kill the Laura fast enough. Let's see if he can adapt right here and what units they try to steal away from each other. What do you think, Stoic, right now is the key unit that might bring this match back for Thompson? What would you like to see? Is it the Han again? Is it the Nefties that needs to come out?
No, it looks like Fallen Flower has a Wedgette as well. That's something that we didn't get to read into last time, but it looks like Gianna's going to get the ban. Gianna is something that Thompson does fall back on a lot, but I was actually expecting Han to get the ban at the moment, but Laura's going to be the first pick here. Laura, obviously a contested unit for both these players.
Yeah, we talked about how important she was going to be. The Wedgette is not going to be seen in this match. And now the question, Thompson has the Ragdoll later on available. I love how you talk about picking Ragdoll early on is not as strong as it used to be, right? Because people can prepare for it. So what would you like to see now from Thompson to fight for this turn one of Laura? Because generally the Water Ryu and the Chungpung are not swift units. So the turn one is very strong on the other side.
Yeah, well, I do really like that Hagang being dropped there from Fallen Flower. Hagang, Oliver, great draft right there. Thompson already locking in one of his speed leads as Water Ryu. Chungpung, we could potentially be seeing a Raccoon draft right now, because right now Fallen Flower isn't showing a ton of aggression, and when you have a Raccoon on the field, that can be very difficult to use. Holy Seimei Ragdoll! Was not expecting to actually see a Seimei right now. I felt like there was not enough on the field to really justify a Seimei, but any attack bar you're going to be gaining. I'm sorry, any negative effects you're going to be receiving are going to be really cut down. And of course, the buffs that Fallen Flower are going to be receiving are just going to go down to only one turn. So there is a little bit of value. I just don't know if there's enough value to have the Seimei here.
Yeah. That is a really good point. I do love the Ragdoll. 2 AoE units. The Kitty on the Shang is stolen away. Now the question is, do you take out this very dangerous unit in the Julianne that can kill someone, or do you not want to let the CC come in? Because it's going to be really oppressive to have the reset, the sleep, all of that. What would you like as a last pick? Do you just sit, bank on the Bruiser and bring a Leo or something like that? Or do you try to counter and still fight?
Fallen Flower actually justified the Seimei by locking in that Light Monkey King. So I want to say that was a preemptive pick from Thompson to bring in Seimei, but Seimei could potentially just be the ban. But if Seimei gets banned out, you can't let that Light Monkey King go through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would have loved an either Julian or Light Monkey King ban, but Thompson is banking on being very tanky, not dying immediately because the Seimei we knew was gonna get banned with this amount of debuffs. Here we go, turn one, Stoic, the Laura takes it, obviously. Can she get the stun? Yes, the Water Ryu is stunned, and now you need a proc from this Chungpung.
Yeah, it really does. That's a nice little reset there. Yeah, I think that was definitely really, really good for him to go for that there. He's trying to lock down the Chung Pong. If Thompson really, really needs to see some defense breaks hit the field so he can actually generate a little bit of damage when it comes to the Yata and Ragdoll. Nice additional turns. Is he able to pile a lot of damage into that Laura as well? So no sustain on the side of Falling Flower. So this can come to benefit Thompson just a little bit here because obviously his Bruiser Jeff's going to be very, very bruisery. He does have that control as well. So we'll kind of see as this match progresses. I do give a little bit of credit right now to Thompson. I think Thompson does have the more aggressive draft, but I do think Falling Flower has the control.
Yeah, interesting that he didn't use skill 3, saved it. I thought it was a little bit greedy as a light monkey player. He wanted to get the skill 2 back, so he saved it to buy some time, but that meant that Laura almost died. So right now you have to choose, do you attempt to kill this Ragdoll and risk a proc as a Ragdoll player? Oh, we don't want to see it, but it doesn't happen.
Holy cow.
Laura once again shining stoic.
Yeah, a lot of despair stuns. Really, really nice violent proc coming out of that Julian as well. Ragdoll's not able to do anything in this draft here. So Thompson honestly just getting fully controlled by Fallen Flower right now. He's getting all the stuns that he needs. Absolutely everything. Another stun hitting the field as well. Julian's really, really good, man. It's able to provide the stuns, so much damage on this field as well. Falling Flower just looking flawless in this match.
Yeah, he prepared very well, stole 2 key units away from Thompson. And surprising, I want to ask the chat, who's surprised by this result right here? The Julian going through lots of damage, and this Laura took a beating in the first couple of turns. And with that, Falling Flower takes the win.